to thank everyone for being here today. There's a lot of familiar faces, a lot of supporters of this organization, a lot of love in this room. I just thank all of you for being here and coming and being a part of this celebration that we have today. I'd like to get started with just thank everyone for joining us today at the Patty Cownie Center. My name is Greg Dehigh. I am the Executive Director, and I am also your MC for today. Our planning committee had this bright idea of finding somebody with more experience and more of a wow factor. And then they realized that my skills were more appropriate with their budget. So you're stuck with me. So we'll get through it, don't worry. I want to start off the evening with having Pastor Jeremy Johnson come up from Lutheran Church of Hope. They've been a part of our organization since the beginning. And have him lead us in prayer and say a few words. So Jeremy, come on up.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you again for being here. We're just having a conversation that it's quite an honor to be, as we all can say, to be a part of what God's doing in the world. To be a part of what Jesus was a part of and why God sent his son into the world. As you read through the Gospels, it's really interesting. And one of the things I think that we can gloss over is the fact that Jesus had this unique ability to see people. He saw people where they were, and he went to them. He saw the sick, he saw the hungry, he saw those who were not experiencing life the way that God had intended them to experience it. And you read through those incredible encounters, and one of the first things that the gospel writers will say is that Jesus saw them, had compassion, met them where they were. It's in the Gospel of Matthew that Jesus says, it was when I was hungry that you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. It was when I was naked, you clothed me. I said, well, when did we ever do that? That which you did to the least of these, you did unto me. What we're acknowledging here today isn't just a whole bunch of meals that are packaged, which is an incredible feat in and of itself. What we're celebrating today is the ability of what our world needs more than anything else. It's the love and the gospel of Jesus Christ that sees people and meets people and provides for them in their greatest moments of need. This is a holy moment, it's a holy time, so let us start this time with a word of prayer. Let's pray. Gracious God, Heavenly Father, we give you thanks. God, without you, there isn't a lot that is possible, but God, with you, all things are possible. So God, we give you thanks for the incredible work that you have done through Meals from the Heartland. I give you thanks for all the supporters, for all the people who have been a part of Meals from the beginning. I thank you for their staff. God, we know they don't do it for the paycheck, they do it for the passion. Thank you for the board. I thank you for all the people who give so much. So God, that your creation would be able to receive your love in the form of food. It's food that gives them life, but it's your love that feeds our souls. We thank you for that. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Jeremy. So next I'd like to introduce our first special guest. Governor Kim Reynolds is the 43rd governor of Iowa and the first woman elected to the state's highest office. She's also proudly served Iowans as lieutenant governor, state senator, and Clark County treasurer. Partnering with her during disasters here in Iowa, as well as around the world, we're grateful to call her a Meals from the Heartland advocate, as well as a packager. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Kim Reynolds, Governor of the state of Iowa.
I want to acknowledge the Lieutenant Governor is with me today too, so Adam, thank you for being with us, and Greg, thank you for that very nice introduction. I appreciate that very much. And thank you for everything that you and your team do and have done to build Meals from the Heartland into what it is today. You know, this incredible success has established it as a powerhouse in the fight against global hunger, and demonstrated, I think, what can be accomplished when charity is made effective through strong partnerships. And there's no better example of that approach than the Patty Cownie Packaging Center, where partnerships and charity alike are on full display. So whether it's Jerry or Greg or the counties or the Knaps or the Omens or each and every one of you that are here today, it is just such a pleasure to be able to join all of you and those that really were the instigators behind this to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. You know, last year alone, 570,000 volunteers came through these doors and turned their desire to help others in need into a genuine impact. You know, more than 1 million meals were delivered to hungry Iowans and 17 million more to people around the world, all in a single year. Success on this scale doesn't just happen. It takes many well-intentional stakeholders willing to come together and work towards a common goal. Such partnerships are how Meals from the Heartland began, and they've proven to be the fuel for its expanded impact over the past 10 years. Whatever the need and wherever it exists, Meals from the Heartland is there, willing really to move mountains to make it happen and to meet it. In the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, I saw firsthand how you jumped into action, really mobilizing volunteers and working with Hy-Vee as well as my team at the State House to facilitate food delivery to Ukrainians in need. And as a result, an incredible total of more than 7 million meals have been shipped to families and children whose lives have been disrupted by war. You know, as governor, I'm just very proud of how Iowans stepped up to help, and I know that you are too. It's yet another example of what makes Iowans so special, the way that we reliably show up to help those in need. Meals from the Heartland and the Patty Cownie Packaging Center are giving families, co-workers, and volunteers really the opportunity to make that generous spirit felt all across the globe. Kevin and I really enjoy the opportunity to package meals with our family, and especially our grandchildren. I'm not sure how many of those ingredients we actually get in that darn bag. We are wearing most of it, we're scooping it together, we're forgetting one of the ingredients about every other time, but I'm telling you, 11 grandchildren, parents and grandpa and grandma, we make the most of it. And you know, we want them to be able to experience how they can help other people in need. We also enjoy the opportunity to package at Hy-Vee Hall, Lutheran Church of Hope. We do that every Christmas as well, and it's important that we instill a sense of service at an early age by showing how even simple gestures can impact the world in profound ways, and Meals from the Heartland helps us do exactly that. So I want to take the opportunity to express my gratitude to all those who have contributed to the treasure to this organization, especially to the packaging center itself. And that includes the county family as well as countless donors, staff, past and current board members, private sector partners, and of course, the volunteers themselves. So thank you for giving of yourselves to make a real difference in the lives of others. And congratulations on the 10-year anniversary of the Packaging Center. I can't wait to see what you do in the next 10 years, and I bet we're going to be breaking records right and left. So God bless you, and thank you.
Thank you, Governor Reynolds, and thank you, Lieutenant Governor Gregg, for coming. Yeah, she pretty much just said everything I was going to say. Yeah, exactly, right? So let me give you a little bit of history on how we got here. After a Lenten packaging event at Lutheran Church of Hope in 2007, a group of dreamers took it upon themselves to continue packaging the following year. In 2008, Meals from the Heartland completed the registration process and got their 501c3, and then that Labor Day weekend, we packaged 4 million meals down Hy-Vee Hall. A few years later, we took it to the next level, and we traveled the state, packaging meals at businesses, churches, schools, basically anywhere that people would want to try to serve and give back. We got to the point as we grew that, you know, we had offices that we were leasing in one building, and we were sharing warehouse space in another building, and we just realized, you know, the efficiencies weren't there to continue to grow on where we were currently at. So as it came out, some of those same dreamers that decided to keep meals going after that Linton project thought it'd be a great idea to have a building campaign and reach out to the community and see, you know, if we can raise enough money to have our own facility. So what ended up happening? Well, through countless hours of fundraising and hundreds of donors, we moved into our new building in 2014. Now I'd like to introduce a few of the donors who really helped turn this dream into a reality and help us get this building. I'd like to recognize the counties, as Governor Reynolds was saying. Jim, would you like to come up and just say a couple words, if you don't mind?
What a lovely crowd. Thank you all for being here. Susan Knapp, you ought to be sitting up here, but choose or not choose. So thank you all for coming. I'm not at all surprised. Patty and I, Peter, ask Patty to stand up, please. We've been together for 65 years. We always dress. Welcome, Patty. So we've seen a lot of things in Des Moines. We love Des Moines. We've been here our entire lives. And just thinking about the common denominators of winning initiatives, winning organizations. And I'm thinking about that in the context of Meals from the Heartland. And I think three things popped into my mind. You gotta have a good idea. You gotta have quite a bit of luck. But you also, and most importantly, I think you have to have execution, terrific execution. And congratulations to you, Greg. Jerry, you're magic, you're one of my heroes. This is why this thing works and will continue to work. So happy to be associated with what you're doing. We hope we can stick with you for another many, many years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim and Patty. I also want to recognize Bill and Susan Knapp. Thank you very much. The Knapp Group, thank you very much for all you've done to help us get this building, make this building a reality. So thank you. Mark and Joe Owen, would you like to come up and say a couple words? Oh, one of these,
Okay, thank you, Greg. It's great to be here today. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to introduce my wife, Jill. We haven't been married 60-some years, but it's getting closer every day. Anyway, you know, this is just awesome, and it's wonderful to be here. And Jill and I just really want to congratulate Patty and Jim Cownie, the Cownie family, and everyone from the Meals from the Heartland organization on this 10th anniversary of this wonderful facility that in turn has allowed this organization to package hundreds of millions of meals. And that's just amazing. And those meals have had just countless impact on so many people in Iowa, across the United States, and throughout the world. And, you know, impact of food. And Jeremy, you said it really well. And it's huge. And to think about all that coming from this facility right here in the Des Moines metro area in Iowa, which is really the breadbasket of the country, but to export this kind of food is amazing. And so, you know, Jill and I are just so thankful to be a small part of this incredible and extraordinary organization. And I also want to just say that part of what makes it so extraordinary is these meals cost like 25 cents. And with all the food inflation that we've all experienced every day, when you go to the market, to this day, these guys are still making their meals at around 25 cents, which which is just extraordinary. And what that allows them to do with the generous donations that come in here is create so many meals. So anyway, Jill and I were blessed to be part of this kind of early on, and we're going to continue to support this wonderful organization for many years, and just again thank you guys, and we look forward to coming back for many more celebrations for many more years and countless millions of meals. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim and Patty, and Mark and Jill, and Bill and Susan very much for your continued support of our mission. I'm kind of a numbers guy, so let me run some numbers at you just so you can get an idea of what this impact actually looks like. So before moving into this facility, we packaged 38 million meals in 6 years. Once we were able to move into the Patty Cownie Center, 10 years we've been here, we have now packaged 199 million meals out of this building right here. And to date, right now, we've worked with over 580,000 volunteers, almost all of those islands. So that gives you the impact of what we're doing. But I wanted to say this, and hear my heart on this. I don't say this to pat us, our staff, on the back. I say this, first of all, to celebrate the glory of God and His blessings on what He's given us. I say this to celebrate and thank the dreamers who, back in 2007, had this idea that let's keep this going. I celebrate to our building campaign donors who made this a reality. And I celebrate with the all of you out here who are packagers, and donors, and labelers, and support people. I mean, we are a staff of about 17 people. 5 or 6 of those are part-timers. No way we could achieve that without all of your guys' help. So thank you very much. It's not about us, it's a celebration of what all of us have achieved. As you know, half of our mission is to provide people the opportunity to serve. The other half is providing meals and hope to families in Iowa and across the U.S., as well as disaster victims and children's feeding centers around the world. Our international partner is Convoy of Hope. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but it's an excellent organization that we have 100% trust in how they utilize our meals. This past February, I was fortunate enough to take a donor team down to Nicaragua to visit Convoy of Hope's operations and see the feeding programs, and we made a little video for you. Here's some of the highlights.
Hey, this is Eric Meyer, Senior Vice President Supply Chain at Convoy Hope. I'm in Nicaragua right now, spending the time with Greg and his team and the entire Meals to the Heart and people that are here today. And man, it's been an incredible week. Our partnership that we have with Meals to the Heartland, we could not do what we do actually in country with all the children that we serve and the families we serve without the meal piece. The food piece is what's critical to what we do actually at Convoy Hope, because everything else actually extends from that and actually is the opening point to all the schools we were at. This week we saw stories where we've seen moms that are actually having micro enterprise and they're doing other things because of the meal piece that's opened up for their child. We've also seen other things too in terms of farmers that incredibly in the agriculture piece that has been amazing, again, because the food piece with us serving their community has opened up just crops, not only that they're selling in their community, but now they're actually even selling in their marketplace. And so at Convoy Hope, we are so grateful and thankful for everything that Meals to Heartland does, not just here in Nicaragua, but everywhere. So again, thank you so much.
You know, it's interesting, as Christians, the Bible is full of exhortations about helping those in need. And, you know, there's many ways to help, right? You can pack meals, you can give money, you can serve in other ways. Coming to a place like Nicaragua, you really get the full picture of the impact that this can have on people's lives. And what it really says to them is that you matter to us, you matter to God.
I've really enjoyed the opportunity to see how Convoy of Hope and Meals to the Heartland have invested time and energy in helping the communities to lift themselves up with an intention of them being able to eventually be independent and getting to see a number of the programs they've used through food service, through women's empowerment and education.
We have one perspective in the United States, and even though we sort of see this stuff in the news, going down and immersing yourself in the community down here and communicating with the folks in the village is very impactful, and it'll certainly push us to continue to work with you guys, and it really feels good to know that what you do is having a big difference.
We give them the power to be able to sustain themselves, and seeing the fact that these people have made a living for themselves from the little that we have given them is absolutely just, it's awakening experience.
So it has been incredible to go to all of the different villages and communities and actually see food feed the children. I mean, we've heard about it for years and years. We've seen the photos, but to actually see it firsthand has truly been incredible. And I would say just the best part of the trip is getting that understanding of, for everyone living here in the States, we have been given so much, and it takes so little to give back to these communities. And it has inspired us to do even more because, again, it just is such an incredible work that's being done all around the world.
I think when you come and you see the work that Meals from the Heartland is doing in conjunction with partners like Convoy of Hope, I think it's really eye-opening. It really is humbling to see the circumstances that many people are living in, and it just gives you a tremendous sense of pride that you can do something to help those who are in need.
It's amazing, and his heart for it is endless. So what we're going to do today is we're going to recognize his 16 years of service by presenting him a Meals from the Heartland Milestone Award for the, get this, 230,974,488 meals that were made during his tenure. Jerry, please come forward and accept your award. I had to hide it from him so he wouldn't go
That wasn't fair. One thing, those that know me, that I'm an accounting background, so I will say first one thing. All the treats you ate out here were given by a donor in addition to their money, so no meal money was used for the treats. We're really particular about the money you give goes to the purpose it's given for. And I thought I'd just take a second just to talk a little bit about how Meals got started. As Greg and others have alluded to, we started out, Hope had a program of 1 million meals going on over Lent. At the same time, not known was a program to make meals for the people under the bridges. So 10,000 meals, a lot less than 1 million, but 10,000 meals were taken every day to homeless people, YMCA, YWCA, and fed the people here in Des Moines. And one day I had a silver pickup truck, and we'd deliver meals to the YMCA. And every time we went, they would be out there waiting. And one day we said to each other, what happens on day 41 when we don't take any more meals? From that came the ideas, Dave Bradley and others, that we need to do something. And so Meals from the Heartland got started. And we were going great guns. Everything was going fine. We had the back of the gentleman let us use the back of his construction warehouse, and we did some meals there, and we were going out, and everything was really going along, but we could see that to do the next step, we had to do something different. We needed a building just to store supplies. supplies in, let alone if we could package in the building, we could even do more meals. So Dave and I have gone around to see a lot of different people about the warehouse. You know, if you had a warehouse, we got a deal for you. You can get a tax break if you let us use your warehouse. We weren't very successful. So Dave said, there's a gentleman by the name of Kim Dreher, and Kim's here. And I didn't know Kim at the time, and Dave said, let's talk to Kim. He's in real estate with Knapp Properties. So now you're seeing how the circle goes. So we met with Kim at Granite City. And we sat down at lunch, and Kim says, what is it you're after? And I said, well, Kim, if you could find a building we could use, we'll help them get tax breaks. And he looked right across from me, and not knowing me, he said, why would you limit what God wants you to do? And I thought about it, I said, Dave, tell him what we really want. We want a big warehouse, we want docks in the back, and we want to be able to package. And Kim says, I don't think I know of any place like that. So that was the end of that discussion. Well, Kim went back to the office, and I don't know what transpired in fairness, but I know he met with Mr. Knapp. And the next day we got a call that said, Mr. Knapp would like to meet with you and see your place. He's really interested. So we met with him, and we gave him a meal. He mentioned that he's not taking it home for Susan to cook. I don't know if he did or not. It tasted to see if it tasted good. He also told me that day, he said, you know, I might hire you as a salesman if you can sell me on this. So at that point, though, he came back and so generously donated the land you're on today and started contacting the counties and Mark and Jill, who had been with us from day one, and others to start raising the money. And so what you see now is from those meetings and all those efforts of how the circle of life just keeps going around and tying the pieces together. And I love it so much when you stop and think, in this, right over here, in this next room, just think, 99 million meals just in that spot alone has gone out to kids around the world. 99 million meals, we can't even imagine how big that is, let alone all the other meals we've talked about going places. Able to store so we can go to churches, schools, businesses, and do things like that. It's amazing what has happened. And you know, I guess, as I sit up here today, I think about how people talk about all businesses are doing this, and churches are doing this, and the governments are doing this, and adults are like this, and youth. They're looking at the wrong lens. If you look through the lens we looked at, you see businesses that are represented here today that take pride in helping others. You see government that's involved, like in training and getting food to those people that want to help people. You see churches out preaching that we should feed the hungry. And you see adults volunteering like mad to come and help at their own time. And youth, if you just had time to come and watch the youth do what they do, you'd know there's a lot of good kids out there. So we have so much to be thankful for. And it reminds me of, you know, when you were a kid or you had children, grandchildren, friends, cousins, nieces, you'd put their picture on the refrigerator because you was proud of what they did. Well, God had a refrigerator, all your pictures are all in his refrigerator. So this isn't the end. This is just the start. We're ready to go. We need all of you to keep going. We need you to pray, serve, and give. The only thing holding us back, we can buy more material because we got volunteers that can package. You guys have come through in the past, and I'm sure you'll continue to come through again. Thanks.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, where's Callie at? 15 minutes early. That's how you move through a presentation. So I just want to thank everyone for being here today. This concludes the The program, we are giving you the ability to package our taco mat, which is our new meal. So if anybody wants to go try that and package that, you're more than welcome. If you'd like a little tour of the building, you can do that as well. But please do me one favor. Please eat the desserts. Because if you don't, they're going to be in the fridge for a week until I get through them. So I got to go on vacation in a while, so I can't be adding on that much. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Oh, Bill, you want to come on up? Awesome.
Bill's up there. I want to remind you, this guy's been with us, and he's 97 years old. Him that 10 years ago he did shoot his age at golf.
Well, I'll tell you, when you see that word, starving children, it gets to your heart. You can't believe in a country, or especially the state of Iowa, that grows as much as we do in food. And you can go right just north of Des Moines here, and you'll find people with hungry, the mothers living alone, and it makes you want to do something big as you can. I know this is not a fundraising meeting, but I would just like to tell you that I think enough about it that I want to donate 1,000 to the starving children of this country. And other than that, I want to say also that Governor Reynolds, with the job she does as governor, and to be here and show her support means an awful lot to all of us. Thank you, Governor.
All right, thanks everyone. Please feel free to stick around. Grab a dessert, as I said, and if you'd like a tour or make some meals, we've got people to help you out. So have a good night. Thanks for coming.